How are you?
Why y'all got a code in here?
Don't know.
Oh man.
So, Tim Means,
Yeah.
big name.
Mm-hmm.
What's the feelings like about this one?
Dude, I'm loving it. Tim Means is an OG. He's a veteran. 45 fights? Close to 50. Dude's on point, man. I'm looking forward to it. He's beaten a couple guys that live out here in Texas, that train out here in Texas, way before he ever got to the UFC. So get it back in blood. I'm a fan of Tim Means as well, just because he's been around for a long time and I've watched him fight for a while. But that being said, we put all that to the side and we go to work because it's Tim Means, and you gotta mean business when you're in there when you're Tim Means.
I feel like whenever you're in the cage, it's not like you're gonna kind of half-ass it, right? But when it's a guy like this, does it give you a bit of extra buzz in training? Do you get there and go, oh man, Tim Means, this is gonna be fun?
Yeah, it gave me a reason to be more technical the whole camp. You know what I mean? Just keep the technique really, really smart. Still be the best athlete that I can be, but keep it really technical and smart. Just because when you're with an OG like that, you're with a guy with that many fights, they got a tendency to make you do things that they want to make you do. You know what I mean? They have a tendency to do things that's just different, man. They really bring that fight in a whole different aspect. So I had to stay technical because Tim's a pretty technical guy. He's a really good guy when it comes to fighting. So yeah, I had to get a little more technical. I had to sharpen some things up in the striking department and keep my grappling going because I know he's a wrestling coach out there in New Mexico. So man, it's gonna be a full.
You feel like that might be something you're gonna have to think about in the fight? Like, okay, I can't just get into a big war with this guy. Like, keep it clean and...
Nah, there's no war. There's no war. I mean, as many fights as Tim Means has, I have a lot of fights too. There's no war there. If Tim looks to have a war, he gets clipped and he gets knocked out. I hate to be like that, but that's how it is. If Tim looks to be technical and he looks to be smart, he gets outpointed, he gets outclassed. If Tim looks to wrestle, well, fuck. You know what I mean? I've been working on the wrestling for over a year now, and I believe that I work on anything over a year, it's a fucking problem. So I don't know what the fuck Dominic Cruz was in there talking about, but it's gonna be a fucking problem.
What was Dominic Cruz saying?
Nah, man, he asked me something about my wrestling. I don't like the way he asked it. I don't like that guy, bro.
Is this
keep saying that shit. I don't. You since you're around me, I'm gonna keep saying it. He bugs me.
Was this in the fighting meeting?
Yeah, he always has something to say about my shit. Fucking Dominic. Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
He's still an OG though. You know what I mean? That being said, I like the way he fights. He just when he commentates, I hate how he commentates my fights, but I love when he fights. You know what I mean? His movement's fucking crazy. Yeah.
You put a video out on your Instagram of that street fight with how you want to see the fights going. Curious, what's your favorite street fight video?
My favorite street fight video? Honestly, I don't know, man. I don't really watch street fights like that anymore.
You see the one the other day with the ex-boxer knocking out that guy outside the club in London?
You know what? It wasn't really a street fight video, but it was a combat slap way back in the day. It was a guy, he used to always wear a baseball cap. He had a couple videos out. He was a bald head, short guy, really, really big hands. He knocked out a big guy with a slap. I mean, he knocked out a big guy with a slap. That was probably my favorite video of all time.
Obviously, the last fight you got to fight in front of fans after a string of Apex shows. Are you an OnlyFans guy now?
Yes. Not an OnlyFans guy now, but I'm definitely an OnlyFans guy now. No, I love having the fans there. I love not having the fans there. I just love fighting, period. So if there's a lot of energy there, I'm really happy about it. I was looking forward to it last time because, I had been in a quiet crowd for so long. A loud, sold-out crowd this time would be awesome because we're in Texas. And, I mean, I haven't fought in front of a non-sold-out crowd in Texas since 2 Chainz couldn't sell out the Gas Monkey, and I did. So, you know what I mean? I do that thing. So, yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be freaking fantastic.
Not to keep bringing up people you don't like, but Joaquin Buckley says that you're fake and the Batman stuff. I'm curious what's your take on that.
Yeah, I mean, I really am fake with the Batman stuff. I mean, when you see the Batman stuff, whatever happened, it really did happen. But I never told you guys I was Batman. So maybe Joaquin Buckley's right. I'm still a thug at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I still do thuggish shit. I take the glasses off, shit gets bad. I put the glasses on, the shit stays good. So as long as I keep the glasses on, I think we're good to go.
So then you're more Superman than Batman.
Yeah, more Superman than Batman. So tell Buckley, switch the names up. And what the fuck is Buckley even talking for anyways? Shouldn't he still be trying to find his mouthpiece out the crowd or in a shadow realm somewhere? It's like lost. You know what I mean? My son needs to pipe her down. You know what? Honestly, let me see. I got this new sponsor today, right? And dude gave me like racks on racks on racks. Dude gave me some racks. Boom, Buckley, I'll take you shopping. There's child support right there, Buckley. Here's some money for you right here, Buckley. Come on, I'll take you shopping, boy. We can go to the mall. Child support. I got you, kid.
It's very generous.
So speaking of Clark Kent and Batman, do you have any other new superhero stories to share with us?
Nah, man. And really, truth be told, everybody says Batman, everybody says the Clark Kent, but I'm really just Black Man.
Talking about this fight in particular, Tim Means, one of the things he said in a recent interview was that he wants to get you talking because he thinks getting you talking in the middle of the fight kind of takes you out of your comfort zone. So,
I mean, whatever. I mean, I've heard all kind of different things when it comes to the talking thing. Some people say it takes me out of my comfort zone. Some people say it puts me in a different zone. I don't really care. I mean, me personally, if he wants to talk, we can talk. If he doesn't want to talk, he wants to shut up. We want to fight for 15 minutes. We could do that too. It doesn't matter. Either way, I don't have to talk to him to talk. I can talk to somebody else. You know what I mean? I don't have to talk at all to win the fight. Look at the Charles Oliveira fight. I don't have to talk at all during the fight. Still have a big mouth and a meme moment. I can just throw 2 thumbs up and go viral. So I don't really care. Tim needs to worry about one thing only. Who's going to be the better man that night? Fuck who's talking. Fuck who's doing this. Fuck who's doing that. Who's going to be the better man that night? That's all Tim needs to worry about. All that. He does this. He does that shit. He does a lot of weird things when he's inside there too. When he gets pissed off, he usually gets fucked up. So don't get pissed off. But I'm not banking on that.
and talking about kind of the things that Tim does, you recently said as well that there's not really like any good boxers in the UFC. So like, what do you make of his striking?
His striking's good. Yeah, I mean, his boxing looked great against Mike Perry. You know what I mean? I thought it looked good. You know, little pop shots. Never anything like really blasting behind him, but a lot of little pop shots. I mean, he does good movement. And if I ever said there was no good boxers in MMA, I lied. I mean, the Diaz brothers, they can box. There's a few guys in Max Holloway, he could box. There's a few guys in here that could box. I mean, I'm just not seeing anything phenomenal. I mean, you never see the greatest head movement. You never see light strikes developed into power strikes. I mean, it's a lot of different things that we could talk about. Nobody even really stabs to the body that much in MMA. I mean, I guess it's all different because you got takedowns, you got knees, you got elbows, you got kicks. But, I mean, we'll see. Maybe I'll go out there and box his fucking socks off. That'd be dope.
So I also recently saw on your Instagram that you said that the result of Valentina's title fight,
Yeah.
how the judging was in that, means that you should have beat Derek Brunson.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, think about it. She had more damage, but if you look at the control time, that girl was on her back. I mean, Brunson was in my guard. In the jiu-jitsu world, guard is guard, you know? In the jiu-jitsu world, if you're sitting in somebody's guard too long, technically you're losing the fight, right? So he was in my guard, getting smacked from the guard. We stood up. He got smacked standing up. I think I dropped him once or almost dropped him. I had him rocked. I had him wobbled. And he was the only one bleeding. You know what I mean? He was bloody. I was the first person to make Blonde Brunson blood Brunson, even though Jared Conner did it way better. So that being said, I mean, yeah, I feel like I won that fight. But even if I didn't, at the end of the day, Derek Brunson got knocked out by a back fist. And I'm not saying a spinning back fist. I'm talking about back fist. Only people who get knocked out by back fist is hoes by pimps. So it is what it is.
Last time when you were at UFC 271, when you were back here in Texas, you joked around about not going to Dagestan because, it's,
I wasn't joking.
Oh, okay. Well, because it's well, you mentioned it's illegal, certain substances. But
Yeah.
so how have you prepared for the grappling? Or what did you do, like specifically during this camp or over the last year?
Mindset Mike, Johnny Hendricks, about a week with DC. Anywhere and everywhere I go and I see some wrestling, I tend to ask questions. I asked Tatiana Suarez a couple questions about wrestling. I mean, anybody who can wrestle, I'm asking questions. Closed mouth don't get fed, right?
Did you do a lot more grappling during this fight camp than in previous fight camps?
I'm doing a lot more grappling, period. So, like, my grappling and my striking, I try and keep them pretty close to each other. I couldn't tell you which one I did more or less of, but I know in the past year I've done a lot of wrestling. But, yeah.
Also, you have critics obviously about the grappling. They mentioned that a lot. Is the reason you moved down to welterweight, was that specific to the?
If you go back and you watch my fight against Brandon Allen, right? You go back and watch the fight against Brandon Allen. You watch my interviews and stuff. What was I saying before that fight? I was saying I wanted to go to 170 pounds. All right. If I had a nutritionist when I first got in the UFC, or if I knew that they had this bomb-ass nutritionist, I would have went to 170 pounds. You get what I'm saying? What does every athlete do when they go for fight week? What are they doing? They're cutting weight. What does Kevin usually do? not cut weight. So if you're paying attention, you realize that I don't cut weight. So, I mean, do you want me to continue to just be a guy who shows up and fight, or do you want me to be a professional athlete? All these people are online swearing up and down they love me and they want me to be champ. So probably the best way for me to be champ is to be a professional athlete. You know what I mean? So don't ask me if I went down because of this or that. I'll stay at 85. I asked for my last fight to be at 85. I asked for the Kelvin Gastelum fight. I asked for like 3 or 4 fights when they all fell apart. Deprecio, that's his name, right? I call him Dupussy. Yeah, Dupussy. He needed a fight, right? I asked to show up for that fight. They told me no because now that I'm at 170 pounds. I think they like that I'm at 170 pounds. I think they like that I'm cutting weight. I think they like that I'm being professional. So that's why they're keeping me here. If it was up to me, I would fight at 170 and I'd fight at 185 pounds. You know what I mean? I didn't get ranked after my 170 fight, but I was still ranked at 185 pounds. Darren Till is ranked at 185 pounds, and the fucker can't win a fight to save his life, right? He got finished against Derek Brunson. I went to decision against Derek Brunson, and then turned around and fought Marvin Vettori a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, a couple weeks later, on another main event. Went to decision with him as well. Granted, I lost both, but these are 2 guys who are ranked in the top 10, top 5, and I don't think that Vettori beats either one of those guys, and he's still ranked, which is crazy to me. And if it's about clout, I got pretty good clout, so I should still have a number next to my name at 85. So the question you asked me is a good question because I've been thinking about it for a while. Yes, I should have a number next to my name at 85. After this fight, I should have a number next to my name at 70, and I should be able to fight at 85, and I should be able to fight at 70. You know what I mean? And if you want me to win fights at 85, quit giving me guys that are going to hold my eggplant for fucking 5 rounds. You know what I mean? And we'll be okay. So no, I did not drop weight classes because of nobody. I dropped weight classes because you guys want me to be a professional athlete. No, please, media, never ask me that fucking question again. Thank you.
I apologize. I mean, to your credit, the welterweight division is stacked with the wrestlers, so it's not like you're.
It's like I ran right to the wrestlers, right? It's like I said, all right, cool. I went and worked with DC. I worked with Johnny Hendricks, some of the best wrestlers that ever graced the octagon. Let's go to where the wrestlers are. Yes, I love fighting.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So part of you thinks like, well, at 85, you kind of thought Brunson and Vettori, those are the big wrestlers up there. So now
The best, right? They're probably the best wrestlers in that weight class.
you got them out of the way now. So
Yeah.
why didn't you go back up and fight some of the strikers and work your way up that way?
And be fighting fucking Izzy in 2 fights, right? I mean, it makes sense. Or even go back up, win a fight at 85, win 2 fights at 85, and get a Brunson or a Vettori rematch. Because I think after this year of wrestling, I think I'm a lot better at wrestling. But it's not up to me. You know what I mean? My job is just to simply show up whenever they tell me I got to fight.
I mean, Dana's here this weekend.
Dana's here this weekend? Yeah. He likes me, but I don't know if he likes me enough for me to pull strings.
I feel like he likes you and then you annoy him and then he stops liking you for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes. It sounds like all my relationships too. So yeah, you know, it's just who Kev is.
I relate.
Hopefully he likes the big mouth chain though, right? Bling bling.
I'm gonna say, you think the UFC likes you being professional. It's like throwing cash on the table, saying it's child support professional.
I gotta take care of my kids. Buckley is my kid.